I have a question for you. If you could live anywhere in Asia, where would you go? Most people answer the same way. Singapore, Japan, South Korea, the countries that top every ranking. The countries the world has decided represent what success looks like. I used to answer the same way. Then to all of them, I spent months living across Asia, not visiting, actually living. And somewhere along the way, the question changed on me completely. It stopped being which country is the best. It became something harder. What does a country have to give to be? I thought I knew the answer up to become what the world wants it. I was wrong. And the country that finally gave me that answer was the last one I expected. Welcome to Beyond Surface. If this is your first time here, this channel exists to go beyond the rankings and find what the world gets wrong about the places it thinks it already understands. Subscribe now because we drop new documentaries every week and you will not want to miss what is coming next. Now let us go Thailand. Bangkok hits you before you leave the airport. The heat, the noise, the smell of jasmine and exhaust mixing together in a way that somehow makes sense. Thailand has perfected the art of feeling authentic. The temples are real. The markets are where locals actually shop. But the longer I stayed, the more something nagged at me. Tourism in Thailand is not incidental. It is structural. In certain places, you genuinely cannot tell where the local culture ends and the performance of local culture begins. I met a man named Chai who had run boat tour in the south for 11 years. He told me his village used to fish. Then the resorts came, then the tourists came. Then the fish became a backdrop for photographs rather than a livelihood. He said, "We gave them what they wanted to see. We just did not ask what we would stop seeing ourselves." Thailand taught me that mastering the art of being loved by the world has a cost the world never really sees. Indonesia. Indonesia is not one country. 17,000 islands, over 270 million people, hundreds of languages held together under one flag. Jakarta feels like a city running faster than any system can contain it. But leave Jakarta and Indonesia reveals something extraordinary. Bali has a spiritual texture that is not manufactured. The people of Sulawesi carry a relationship to their land that has not been smoothed out for outside consumption. A father in Sumatra told me that when he was young, the forest started just beyond the back of his house. Now it started 3 hours away by motorbike. He said it the way people say things that have been true long enough that the shock has worn off. Scale without systems is not the same thing as strength. Philippines. No country in Asia made me feel the warmth of its people more immediately or more genuinely than the Philippines. Filipinos have a word, bayanihan, a spirit of communal unity, the sense that nobody faces difficulty entirely alone. You do not just hear about it, you witness it every day. But the moment that broke something open in me was a conversation with a nurse named Maria in Cebu, 31 years old, 4-year-old daughter, leaving in 6 weeks for a hospital in the United Kingdom. The money would be 4 times what she earned at home. I asked what she would miss most. She said, "I will miss being where I am needed by people who can see my face." Millions of overseas Filipino workers are building other countries, hospitals and infrastructure right now, while the country they love waits for them to come back. The Philippines taught me that warmth is not the same as stability, that a people can be extraordinary and still be let down by the structures around them. If this kind of storytelling is what you have been searching for, this channel was made for you. Subscribe to Beyond Surface right now and hit the notification bell. Every single week, we go deeper into the countries the world consistently misreads. Now back to the journey, Vietnam. Vietnam moves like it has somewhere to be and will not wait for you to catch up. Ho Chi Minh City requires immediate participation. The motorbikes flow through intersections in a constant stream with its own physics. You learn fast that the trick is to move at a steady pace and trust the stream to move around you. That is actually a perfect metaphor for Vietnam as a whole. The growth is real. The hunger to build is infectious. But a young woman I met in Hanoi said something I have thought about many times since. She said, "We know how to work hard for what we are allowed to want. We are still figuring out what to do with the things we want that are not on the list." Vietnam taught me that growth and freedom are not automatically the same destination. Singapore. Singapore is by almost any measurable standard one of the most successful governance experiments in modern history. No natural resources, surrounded by larger neighbors. In 60 years, it built itself into one of the wealthiest, most efficient places on Earth. I knew all of this before I arrived. What I did not know was something harder to name. Singapore functions at a frequency slightly above what feels comfortable for extended periods. Everything works, and everything working creates its own pressure. When trains are always on time, being 1 minute late feels like a personal failure. When the economy is built around productivity, the question of what you are contributing never fully goes away. An architect told me he had calculated he had 11 years of runway before he could consider any kind of slowdown. 11 years. He said it the way you say something you have accepted because the alternative is spending too much time thinking about it. Singapore taught me that optimization and livability are related, but they are not the same thing. South Korea. Seoul in autumn is one of the most energetic cities I have ever been in. Directed, purposeful, everyone moving like they know exactly why they are moving. South Korea's transformation is one of the great modern stories. Poorest country in Asia 60 years ago, global leader in technology, culture, and industry today. And yet, the working hours are among the longest in the developed world. The pressure on students begins in childhood and never fully releases. I sat in a cafe in Hongdae with a 24-year-old named Jizu. Good degree. 43 job applications, 11 interviews, no offer, 4 months without sleeping properly. She asked me almost casually whether I thought things were easier somewhere else. I did not know what to say to her. South Korea taught me that a nation can program itself to achieve and find a generation later that the programming has become the environment and not everyone survives the environment. If you are still with me right now, thank you. And if you have not subscribed to Beyond Surface yet, do it now. This is exactly the conversation this channel exists for. Every week, every documentary. Subscribe and be part of it. Now, Japan. Japan delivers on everything it promises in ways that very few countries do. The precision, the aesthetics, the food, which deserves its own documentary entirely. But this time, I stayed longer, went deeper, and what I found underneath the extraordinary surface took me a while to name. Japan is lonely, not as an insult, as an honest observation. Japan's social system is built on such careful respect for not imposing on others that push to its extreme. It allows people to move through entire days without genuine human contact. The government has a minister of loneliness. There are cafes in Tokyo where you pay someone simply to listen to you. I had dinner alone in a ramen shop in Osaka. 7 other people eating alone beside me, each facing the wall. The food was extraordinary. The silence was absolute, and I felt the absence of something I could not immediately name. I did not figure out what it was until I got back to Malaysia. I flew back into Kuala Lumpur on a Sunday afternoon. Nothing announced itself as significant. I took the train into the city, tired. All I wanted was something familiar. The woman at the convenience store near my apartment remembered my name. She asked where I had been. I said I had been traveling. She said simply and genuinely, "Welcome back," words, and something in me that had been quietly tightening for months across 6 countries and dozens of cities and hundreds of meals in rooms where nobody knew I was there released. Malaysia is not perfect. No country is. It has governance challenges, infrastructure gaps, political complexity its own citizens debate loudly. I am not pretending otherwise. But here is what Malaysia has that I had not appreciated until I spent months in places that had traded it away. Malaysia has not optimized itself out of its humanity. Singapores efficiency comes with pressure. South Korea's ambition comes with a demand that breaks people. Japan's order comes with isolation built into the architecture of daily life. Vietnam's growth comes with narrowed freedom. Thailand's warmth comes with dependency on outside approval. The Philippines loses the very people who carry its warmth to other countries. Malaysia is not the best at any single metric, but it has maintained balance in a way that is genuinely rare. The Mamak restaurant opened at 2:00 in the morning. full of people from 3 different backgrounds eating together the way you do when it has always been normal, is not a tourist attraction. It is Tuesday night in Malaysia. You can work hard and also rest. You can sit with a friend until midnight talking about nothing and the city will not charge you for it. I went to a wedding a few weeks after I returned. Knew almost nobody. Within 40 minutes I had been fed, introduced to 15 people, and was deep in conversation with a retired engineer about cities and what makes them work. The bride's grandmother brought me cake. Nobody asked what I did for work. Think about how rare that is. In Singapore, the professional question comes within minutes. In Seoul, your status gets mapped quickly. In Tokyo, warmth stays at the surface until trust is earned over time. In Malaysia, what came first was the food, then the conversation, then the quiet assumption that you were welcome before you had proven anything. That is not a small thing. That is everything. Some countries have money but no time. Some have growth but no freedom. Some have success but no peace. Some have order but no room. Malaysia did not win every category. But it kept something the other countries quietly gave away. And the older I get, the more I think that something is the whole point. The woman at the convenience store remembered my name. Welcome back. I'm still thinking about how long it had been since I last heard that. What is one thing about your country that the world consistently gets wrong? Drop it in the comments right now. I genuinely want to read every single one. And if you are not yet subscribed to Beyond Surface, now is the time. Every week we find the stories and the countries the mainstream conversation leaves behind. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join a community that knows the world is far more interesting than any ranking will ever show. The next documentary is already being made.